Hi, this is Brad Sweezy here. Today we're going to talk about 9 public relations and marketing secrets for eye care professionals. So I know you guys are busy, so let's move out. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a brief overview. First we're going to talk a little bit about us, about me, my expertise, and then we're going to go into these 9 different secrets. This will be a bigger one, and then we'll do each individual one later on, and finally we'll do a summary. Okay, a little bit about us. We have about 20 years experience in the public relations and marketing industry. Air Force Academy, did my time with the Air Force on both active duty and on reserve capacity. I went to the Georgetown University Law Center. Won a bunch of awards, small business owner. We use a goal system, which we'll explain a little bit about on how we build business. But briefly, the goal system is generate awareness, overcome blandness, achieve a friendship type of status with people, and that would lead to low stress success. Media experience, work with media throughout the world, all kinds, from national televised media to print media to local media. And you can see some of the clients' experience we have here. So if you want any more information, we can certainly do that. So let's move to what you're probably most interested in, the public relations and marketing secrets. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is developing a coherent PR and marketing plan yearly. It doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? But what its value is at least gets you on some sheet of music as to where you want to go over the next year. And if you don't have this, what you're probably going to end up doing is you're going to focus on doing what you like to do, which is, for this one, is an eye care thing. You like selling and helping people with their vision needs. You probably went to school to become an optometrist, not to market optometry products, etc., but to actually help people with their sight. So a lot of times this stuff doesn't come naturally to you, and that's why sometimes it's good to have a different perspective, somebody like me in the situation to help you. But basically you're going to have a bunch of parts in a public relations plan, a marketing plan. You know, a situation where you go over, all right, what does my market look like? Who are my competitors? Where do I want to go based on the economic situation? I mean, if it's like now where the economy is not doing well, you may not be able to sell a lot of the high-priced products that you used to sell. You know, the assumptions, again, situations that are projected over the next year. Yeah, like I assume I'm going to hire people, or I assume I'm not going to be able to expand into a new building, or I assume that I'm going to have the same type of products next year as this year, etc. So that's basically kind of what your current thoughts are about things. And I didn't fill the rest of this in because they're pretty much self-explanatory. Goals and objectives. What do you want to do? How do you want to get there? Who your target markets are. If you don't know who your target markets are, that might be a problem. We can help you with that. Themes and messages. All right, what are we going to talk about when I interact with people? What do I say? How do I say it? And am I being consistent with the goals and objectives? Strategies and tactics, of course, will help you get from here to there. And then finally, you got to evaluate things. You know, is it going well or not going well? With our clients, for example, what we do is, you know, between 2 and 4 weeks, we do a little bit of analysis and go, all right, how are we doing? How are the metrics going? Are you getting an increase in number of people? Are they responding to the various different types of things, etc.? And so the plan really does help. And finally, I talk about a little bit up here the exclusive goal system, which is it's really a one-page, 4-part plan. It's easy for everybody to see what's going on. Don't want to make this too complicated, because if it's too complicated, you'll never do it. So that's the first secret. Now let's take a look at the second secret, which is know what your business does best or better than your competition. I mean, you've got a lot of competition in the area. Why should I go to you over somebody else? What do you do better than any of them, or just as good? But particularly your unique selling proposition. That's what USP is. I talk a little bit about a plumber example in Cocoa Beach, and you'll see that in the free report. But if you put an ad in for plumbing and you get the same five different companies, and all plumbers say, hey, I offer 24-hour service, emergency service, etc., that's really not unique. And what somebody's probably going to do is they're just going to go with a name they recognize, like Roto-Rooter or something like that. Okay. So I just discussed some ideas when you're doing that direct advertising on Google or Google AdWords or things like that. Is how about offering something a little bit different, like a free report on 9 mistakes people make when picking a plumber, or for example, with the eye care world, which is what we do for our clients, is 7 mistakes people make when choosing an eye care professional, something like that. And really, it goes down. Why should they come to you? What's your bumper sticker? What would you put on a bumper sticker that says, hey, here's what I do in 3 to 5 words. Here's what I do different. Here's why you should come see me and not go to Walmart, not go to America's Best, not go to 2020, not go to LensCrafter, not go to Pearl, all of that kind of stuff. And so focus on that, and that will become part of everything you do. And let's take a look at the third secret now, which is know who your customers are. I mean, a lot of people don't have any idea of who is buying from them. I mean, yeah, the patients when they come in, but have you sat down and gone, well, what is my demographic data? Who tends to come in here? Where are they coming from? Are a lot of them insurance clients primarily? Or are they people who walk in traffic in the mall? They're just, your store's located in the mall and they happen to walk there. Is it, people who just respond to discounts and respond to coupons, etc.? So you really have to have data on people, and you don't have to do specific, know everything about every particular person, but it's a good idea to have some concept of who people are coming in, what kind of people are coming in to see you. I mean, that's good business. And if you don't know, then you've got issues. With our clients, for example, if you allow us to be administrators on your website, etc., or become part of our site, we can track who's coming into your page, where they're coming from, what part of the country they're coming from, etc. Well, obviously, you shouldn't have too much business from other parts of the country if you're an eye care place, obviously, but you never know. If somebody might be traveling and they might be just trying to make an appointment for when they come home, or they might be moving and they're doing research. The reason why that's important, we have another health professional client who, we saw that somebody from California was actually looking at the site and actually became a client because, well, they were there on business, and when they got back to Florida, they came and now are a client of them. So it's that kind of stuff. But it's good to have the data, like I said. If you don't, you're going to just be constantly just going, I don't know what to do here. I don't know who to target. I mean, if you know that 80 to 90% of your clients or your patients are women and they're making the decisions, then that's who you really would market to, right? If you still want to, maximize that revenue stream, that's who you're going to focus on. So, definitely think of something along those lines to know who your customers are, and obviously we can help. And the more you do that, the more you find who your customers are, the more you tell what you do to those particular customers, which is why a lot of our business is on the health side of the equation. So it's just good business. The fourth secret is something that is really easy to do if you do it, but so many people just don't want to do it. It's tough to constantly stay in contact with people. Now, there are systems in place once you collect some data, and once you get, mainly what I would recommend is you get emails. And if you really want to do a personal touch once a quarter, send something printed out. Send a postcard. Send a newsletter. But what we can do is help you go with this contact on a regular basis with good information through email that it's not invasive, and so you're always hitting people every week or something, unless they want to. It's something every 2 to 3 to 4 weeks where you send out and say, hey, here's just some interesting ideas here that you might find useful in terms of the healthcare, in terms of eye care, for example, in your particular industry. Now, I know you can do a lot of that with Facebook, and we'll help you with that. If you look at our Just Eye Docs Facebook page, you'll see we are providing regular content on there. Facebook's got its own issues and its challenges, which is why what you want to do is you want to get emails, because emails allow you to reach people. They can see your content when they want to see it, and it reminds them that you still are thinking about them. It's not, hey, I just came in, sold you $600 worth of glasses, etc., or something like that, and now I'll contact you when it's a year exam from now, or something like that. Because reality is, for example, I read the newspaper every week. Every week there's coupons. There's VisionWorks putting ads out, 20/20 Eyes, for example, around here, and those kind of things. They're putting stuff out. They're putting contact out. And if I don't have you fresh in my mind, I might not go back to you, no matter how good it is, because it might have been a year since I contacted you. Or if you're like some consumers, you might stretch out a year and a half with your contacts, etc. So the regular contact is important. Know a mortgage company that had this huge number of people in their database, and they never marketed to it. And now we know the mortgage industry hasn't been doing well of late, but this was back in a time when when refinancing was going on like crazy. People were buying houses. This company actually went out of business. It's crazy. They shouldn't have done it, but they did, and it hurt them just by not being in regular contact. Let's take a look at secret number 5, becoming a perceived expert in the media community. Chances are you know enough about your industry to talk about it. I mean, you're an eye care professional. You're an optometrist. You know enough about eyes to talk to anybody about it. You talk to patients every day. Well, why not do something and take an extra step and actually talk to media? You don't have to do everything via telephone. You don't have to do it in person if you're afraid of being on camera. But what you can do is you can contact the media, become an expert in the community for eye care. For example, Halloween's coming up. Eye safety, those decorative contact lenses, for example. Why not put out a news release and say, hey, we're giving away candy for Halloween, and we'll also check with people about their decorative lenses if they're interested in it. Now, I know some eye care professionals sell these decorative lenses, but you can talk about it and say, hey, watch out for this kind of stuff during Halloween. And the more you do this, the more you will be sought after when there's something going on. And that's really what you want to do. It's not hard to do. It takes a little bit of effort. And naturally, of course, we can help you with that. But if you do it, your competitors won't be able to catch up to you. Or be very difficult for that to happen. So I talk about it in the free report. I'm not going to go into it here, but the toy store example, how they parlayed expertise in toys and got national media attention around Christmas about toy safety, etc. So it's important, and it's easy, and it's cheap. So I definitely recommend you do that, and obviously we can help you. The 6th secret is get involved in some kind of charity or volunteer organization. I know a lot of you do it. Most of you are members of Chambers of Commerce, etc. If you're not, it's something you might want to consider. I know chambers tend to be a lot more business focused, and there's not always a lot of medical people in it. I know a lot of chiropractors, etc., who are in chambers, etc. But there are other volunteer opportunities out there for you as an eye care professional to get involved with the charity, take a role, offer something to the charity and in the group. And you'll find that these people who are involved in the charities are often the movers and shakers in communities, and they can come about and then actually help your business while you help other people. Okay, and I could, soup kitchen car dealer example. You can read about that in the free report. But the bottom line is there are a number of examples out there that you can go obviously look at. I know it takes time. I know it takes a lot of energy, and especially if you're starting out with an eye care practice, it feels like you're working all the time. So maybe this is something that you can do on the volunteer side and even do it with your family. Okay? And the 7th secret, don't spend any money unless you can measure where the money's going and whether it's working. I mean, awareness advertising is great. I used to run a marketing budget, and we had to buy awareness advertising. And awareness advertising is basically, hey, I want to get the word out there. I'm going to put a full page ad in the newspaper that says just eye docs were great or something, you know, and I'm just going to put it out there and talk about that, and I'm not going to ask people to do anything. I'm not going to ask people to call a phone number or go to a website. I just want people to know that Just Eye Docs is in business, right? JustEyeDocs.com is in business. But I'm not in business just to do awareness. My publicity efforts and my volunteer efforts will help me get that awareness. What I'm doing when I do advertising is I want people to do something, and I want the right people to do something. And so if you're not tracking this kind of stuff, you're obviously not going to know what's working, and then you'll just go, oh, I'll keep on throwing it. What we do for our clients is, you know, we do a lot of Google direct ads, etc., and that kind of stuff. And what it does is it allows us to see which ads, which words people are looking for. It gives us information for a small amount of money. It gives us a little bit of information as to here's what people are searching for right now. Here's how they're looking for eye care, and that allows us to tailor our search engine optimization, the keywords, etc., on their websites, so that people will naturally come up higher and higher. I mean, their sites will come up higher and higher on the search results. So that's the key. And then you take those words, and if you're going to do typical brick and mortar advertising, you can use those words. And it's so vital, and you'll be amazed at how different people look for the same type of, same type of thing. So we can tell you and talk to you about that and show you a couple examples, etc. But it's valuable. It helps you not waste money on things that don't work, and helps you spend more money wisely to make you more revenue. And I shouldn't have said spend, invest, because that's what it is. Your advertising really needs to be thought of as an investment. Okay? The other secret here is develop and test messages constantly. I alluded to this a little bit before in the the keywords with Google, etc. Words do matter, They really do. And how you say those words matter. And what words you use matter. And what somebody searches for and your ad related to that matters. For example, if I put cheap eye exams, I'm looking for cheap eye exams, which is one of the higher search terms, or discount eye exams. And then I see an ad that says, for cheap eye, I put cheap eye exams in, for example. I see an ad. Interested in a cheap eye exam as a headline. That is a high search correlation with the person. The person is looking for those words. He's drawn to those words, and that helps, And so that's where I think the messaging is helpful too. Is the second part is, what you think causes someone to do something may not be the same reason that they do it. And so by testing different words and messages out there, you get a better feel that, hey, the market responds to this word over that word. And so, we do that all the time. I mean, you may probably have got this report. I don't know how you did or found out about it. Well, I do actually, but because you've responded to a certain link, and when you're watching this video, so we'll have a good idea of where you came from. But we know which headlines work and which don't based on this. So you came from this particular track, and then we'll know if somebody comes here from another track, another ad or website link or client, etc., that kind of stuff. So that's good. And so you can test like a headline, 9 secrets to growing your business through public relations, right? Well, how about 9 secrets to increasing your cash flow through public relations and marketing? So you just try these different headlines. You keep everything else the same, but you test. And then you might find that different target markets respond differently to different words, etc. So it really is kind of a science mixed with a little bit of art, obviously. The final secret is, you got to know your competition better than they know themselves. I mean, how many of you actually know or have gone into any of your competitors' eye care practices? You should be doing that, because you want to see how do they treat people, how do they advertise, that kind of stuff, and how much they cost, what are they doing that you're not doing. You can take some of the ideas and do that, and you have to assume that your competition is doing that. You just have to. I have eye care client that we think somebody came in, etc., put a bad review on Yelp, and you could tell it's you could tell or question the review because the person didn't have any other reviews on Yelp, didn't have a picture of themselves, etc. But you never know if somebody's coming in there do an eye exam. It's not going to cost that much for them. You go through the whole practice, and we certainly can help do that as well. In other words, we can even come there as one of your secret shoppers, so to speak, and evaluate the experience that your eye care practice is giving from the time somebody walks in the door to the time they leave. And you probably see us, we don't put a lot of information on our website because of competition. You want information, you need to have your email and your name. Now, I know we're not going to eliminate the competition from researching, but we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. And a lot of people give a lot of information out on the web, and there's some good about that, but when you're in business, you really have to protect what you do, and the more you can help people, the more you can help your patients, the better off they are, and the more likely they're going to come back. And really, that's what we need to do. And so we got to know the competition. We got to know, hey, we are not a huge public relations firm, nor do we want to be. We're not trying to sell huge packages. We're trying to take care of a small number of clients and take care of them very well. So we know that, but hey, I guarantee you I know what the competition is doing. So that's just part of the business world. So let's just move to the summary. It's a little bit lengthy, but not that much. The report we offer has got a lot more detailed information in there. So if you want a copy of it when we're done here, click on the link below, and it will take you where you need to go to get a copy of that free report. We do listings on our site. We really focus our bread and butter on helping a certain number of eye care practices and healthcare practices build their business within a particular area. We do it methodically. It's strange. I mean, I've got a very analytical mindset and approach to things, and you mix it with the art of dealing with people, etc., and we can go from there. As part of this thing is I just want to talk about a free 1-hour consultation. It's normally $200, and we'll sit down. We'll send you 10 questions you should ask about your business ahead of that, and then we'll sit down over the phone and most likely and talk about it and go over there and develop an approach, and then you can take it or leave it and go from there. I will say we handle one particular eye care business within a 30-mile radius. So that's what we do. So once we get a client in a particular area, that becomes exclusive, and we use our exclusive goal system to help build that business and build that eye care practice into something that the competition wants. Obviously, since this is an online thing, I can't answer any questions live, but what we can do is again, click on that link below, request the free report, and you'll be taken there, and you can ask any questions you want. Well, that's about it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the next video.